So today we have two very colorful things to talk about. The first is a river in Colombia. I know that sounds random, right? But apparently this is an amazing river. I'll talk to you about that. A great idea, very colorful lollipops. They're adult flavored okay, well, not adult, they don't taste like adults, right? Flavors that adults like lollipops. That's a much better way to phrase that. Something that I think is very, very important, something that I have tried to be very conscious with in the past about the results you're getting in your life, and the Idaho Potato Factory. Let's get into the first thing. So in Colombia, there's something called the Caño Cristales. I'm sure anyone who speaks Spanish will be able to correct my pronunciation. Caño Cristales. I'm not sure. But what it is this river that has all these very bright colors. Yellows, reds, greens, blues. It's crazy. I have the Wikipedia pulled up on my page, on my phone. So they call it the River of Five Colors, or Liquid Rainbow. And the bed of the river from the end of July through November, it has yellow, green, blue, black, and especially red, caused by the Macarena clavijera plants. I have no idea what that means, but I do have to say it is very cool. I've never seen anything like this. It looks fake, but it's not fake. It's very real. Let me just see anything else interesting about this, other than the visuals, of course, is amazing. The pink color after a rainy period. Yeah, whatever this plant is, when it rains a lot, it makes it some crazy colors. So if you ever go to Colombia, go to Caño Cristales. I'm going to go there if I ever get to Colombia, because it looks absolutely amazing. Caño Cristales in Colombia. The next thing. I love great business ideas that stand out, that do something different. So this is Lollifile. And what they did was they made flavored lollipops that adults really like the White Russian. It says the best thing you'll ever unwrap. It says gourmet lollipops tickle the taste buds. And there's bourbon lollipops and amaretto lollipops and mixed packs. And we'll talk about the price in just a second. And then we have our promise on the home page here. And I love down here, it says gluten-free. If we use gluten, we'd be cake pops. It says no animals were harmed, not even the bacon ones. It says as seen in Maxim, BuzzFeed, Gawker, Penthouse. I'm sure all these places would love something like this because it's for adults and it's kind of crazy. So I was like, all right, well, how much? I've never bought lollipops before. So I went on Amazon and I found this big tub of them. There's 1,000 lollipops for basically $70. So if you do that math, take 70 divided by 1,000, that comes out, the Amazon sort of generic lollipops, basically 7 cents per lollipop. Lollifile is selling them for $2 per lollipop. You get 4 at a time, so it's 8, but basically $2. That's 10, 20, almost 30 times the profit on these lollipops as opposed to just getting generic lollipops. I love that because it's taking something that is usually meant for kids, making just a little tweak. Now, there's not actual liquor or anything in it. But they actually, normally it's for kids, but making it for a very specific market for adults. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these. A couple of them are kind of crazy. So breast milk lollipops. And the descriptions are great. You can tell this company has a personality and they're fun and very lighthearted. So breast milk lollipops. So what happens is that suddenly it seems that a lot of our friends are having babies. And since some of us are confectioners, we felt like it was our responsibility to find out just what this flavor was that could turn a screaming, furious infant into a placid, contented one. Surely the flavor must be heavenly. Well, we are endlessly grateful to all the mothers who kept sharing their breast milk with our flavor specialists. It's cut off because I didn't click on it. So breast milk, pizza lollipops. In one of our worst, best brainstorming moments, someone here said, hey, how about pizza? And then one thing led to another, and here we are, no turning back now. There's mermaid lollipops. I don't know what mermaids taste like. Apparently this company does. How about blue cheese lollipops? It would never occur to me to put blue cheese in a lollipop. But it says, of all our mind-blowing flavors, we're going to go ahead and say this is the most mind-blowing in this. It started off as a joke. We were all scared to try it. Maria, our maple bacon model, popped it in her mouth and said, "Oh, it's awesome." And we assumed she was lying until she ate the whole thing. And then we apologized for doubting her and tried them out, and we were in fact awesome because you know what? Sweetness and sharp cheeses go together. So blue cheese lollipop, I didn't know was a thing. A chocolate bacon lollipop, oh yeah, that makes sense because chocolate bacon's awesome. And Cabernet Sauvignon lollipop. So genius. They took something that normally retails for 7 cents, made the flavors that adults would like, and now they're charging $2 per lollipop. Genius. I've never seen these in stores, but I'd imagine they're going to be very, very successful as they go along here. All right, so talking about being successful. So one thing in my life that I've tried to pay attention to, and sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes I'm confused as to why some things are happening. So I thought I'd make a little segment of this and talking about it's very important to pay attention to the results that you're getting in your life. And then to look back at what you've done, the decisions you've made, the habits that you have, and be able to tie that together with the result. So for example, let's say person A here. So I put together 2 lists. Person A, eat mostly junk food, no exercise, not really close to anyone, lots of social media, Netflix, video games, news, mostly alone and angry because that happens a lot when people are alone, they get angry. Doing the bare minimum to get by. I see that a lot, and I've done that in my life as well, just done the bare minimum just to get by. Nothing to be proud of, not moving forward, not pursuing any goals. So I was going to include pictures of what I thought that someone would be that sort of fit that description, but I thought it would be best if you, the audience, mentally came up with a picture of who that person would be. That doesn't exercise, that just watches Netflix and plays video games and mostly alone, right? Get that in your mind. And then let's talk about someone else. This is person B. Person B eats mostly healthy food, exercise 5 times a week, lots of friends, maybe started a business or a side hustle, reads lots of books, has a social life and overall is happy, doing more than what is required in life. That's really, really important. Has many accomplishments to feel good about, and is making progress on goals. So think of those 2 lists and mentally come up with who do you think would fit the A column? Who would fit the B column? Right? Mentally get in your mind who that is. And I'm not saying one is bad or good, because you know, we all feel the effects of our decisions. And if you're happy not exercising, not having any friends, then fine, that's great. But if you find yourself being not happy in your life, think of the decisions you made and the habits that you've been accumulating all along here, and see if you can match that up to how you're feeling. Because there might be some connection. Now, I know in my life that's happened many times, so I thought I'd share that with you. I think it's a really important thing to keep track of as you go forward. All right. Talk about potatoes. I know it's a random thing, right? But apparently there's an Idaho potato museum. And here's what it has all the potatoy things you think about. Here's what I really like. One of the things. But right out front of the outside of the building is this giant baked potato that you see people taking all kinds of selfies of, in front of, and smiling and having fun. I think it's great. So as this scrolls down here, you know, they have a gift shop, they have museums, of course, the giant potato. But what I think we can take away from this, and I think this is really useful for current museums. I love one of their lines that says, "Free taters for out-of-staters." Maybe you get a free potato if you go there, I don't know. But what I think you can take away if you're a museum here is that, is there anything in the local area of where your museum is that you can make an exhibit from in your museum to sort of play off that? Now, I know this is the potato museum, so everything is about potatoes, but if you were in the area, if you're in Idaho, wherever, maybe there's a certain place that makes potatoes, I don't know. If you're in a certain area, there's no reason why you couldn't put a giant potato, and then people go, "Oh yeah, well, we're in the potato area, so I took a picture," or, you know, that's why there's a giant potato here, right? So what is in the local area that you can bring into your museum, maybe as an extra exhibit, maybe as just an opportunity for selfies, anything like that that's around you, try and use that in your museum. All right? I've never been to Idaho. Seems fun. Actually, it seems a potato lab is there. Apparently there's fun science projects with potatoes in a potato cinema. I never knew. Seems fun. Talking about Idaho, if you've never been to Idaho, we'd have to travel to Idaho. And if travel is something that you like, my wife and I are writing a book about our travels. And the first book is going to be when we were in Florida, which is where we live, how we sort of organized our life. Went to Aruba, went to Croatia, went to Italy, went to Montenegro, went to Greece over the course of a year. And that's what the first book is going to be about. So watch this show. We'll let you know when it is available. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.